Hello, online crew. What an interesting time I've had lately, and I'm going to talk about that today. If you've been following along for sort of the last 12 hours or so, I completely lost access to everything I was connected to in Facebook, my groups, my business page. It started with I could do some things and not others, and then I just couldn't get into anything at all. So when you pretty much run most of your businesses through the online world, it can be a little bit daunting when that happens. So I want to talk about that kind of thing on today's live, and the potential panic that can obviously bring to us building a business in the online world, which then also leads me to sort of the panic of the coronavirus. So I think we need to have a chat about that because, it's getting a little bit out of control, particularly, the media. So let's address a couple of things on today's live and just sort of, I guess it's keeping it real. We do not live in a perfect world. Things are going to go wrong. How you handle them is all part of the process. So when things go wrong with Facebook and, you find yourself in a position where things are not favorable to you, how you handle that, the process that you go about that, even things like the coronavirus, how you react to what's happening to that, the fallout that we're going to see from that, whether it's legit or not. So let's have a chat about these kind of things on today's live. So how are you guys? It's actually a really special day today. It's in my part of the world, a lot of you may not be there yet because I'm ahead of time to those of you across the seas. But it's Friday the 13th here in Australia, the morning of, and it's my son's 13th birthday today. So we officially have our first teenager in the house out of our boys. So I know people get wrapped up with this number 13. I know people get wary of like Friday the 13th. I love the number 13. I've shared this before. I've had houses that are number 13. My son was born on the 13th. My son is actually born on my father-in-law's birthday. He's no longer with us anymore, but he was also born on the 13th. There's so many things around me that have the number 13. So I'm excited for Friday the 13th. You guys might be like, ooh, careful what you do on Friday the 13th. I'm like, bring it on. So I got all my access back. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. But thank you to those of you that have made a comment on my personal profile too. I put a few pictures up saying happy birthday to Zach. He really is a special kid. That one, he's just, we couldn't ask for a better kid. He doesn't cause us any trouble yet. We'll see what happens as he goes into the teenage years, but he's pretty happy. We got him a brand new motorbike. So he was stoked, absolutely stoked this morning. And I don't know if you guys would have heard of something called Nitro Circus. It's they're actually based from the US. A whole lot of guys that use motorbikes, but they do trick, they're not shots. It's not trick shots, trick moves on motorbikes, like flips and this and that and whatever, and they do a whole show. They're quite famous, but if you don't have kids and you're not into motorbikes, you might not have heard of them. But they're coming to our city tomorrow night, so we're going to that as well. Like, he's a happy boy today, and it's sports day today, so I'm going to head down there shortly to catch the boys in their event. So it's a good day amongst all the chaos, guys. Now, before I get into the content and say hello to some of you, I did want to congratulate a couple of, in addition to who I announced yesterday, Judy and Bob Brown have joined my VIP Mentorship Program for a year. And Cindy Winger, is it Winger? Sorry, Cindy, has also joined the VIP program for a year. So I'm so excited to have you guys on board. It's still open for that, guys. If you want to look into that, you have to message me personally to get the information. I've got the link to my messenger above. What I would say to those of you, because there's lots of you that have asked for information, please don't wait, because I'm going to cap it shortly. And so unless you're officially sort of signed up, the opportunity may go. So yeah, the sooner the better, because you may miss out on the opportunity. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're watching this live and haven't watched any of my other lives this week, it's an opportunity for you to have me as a mentor, to look at your work, guide your work, mentor you, kick you up the bum, give you accountability, give you action items from month to month, review your Facebook ads, look at your business page, look at your funnels. What are you creating? What are you stuck on? What do you need to grow with? Okay, right, let's move on. Let's go over here. Right, I'm going to challenge you. Let's go. Like, that's what a good mentor does. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars on mentorship, which is what's made the difference between all my growth in the last few years, is because of the mentorship that I've got. If you could do it on your own, you would already be successful, guys. So don't overlook mentorship or the cost of mentorship, because what you invest in mentorship, you'll get back tenfold if you do the work. Admittingly, but yeah, message me about that, but don't wait, because you may miss the opportunity, because it's only for a small select group of people, so I can give people the attention that they need in their business. But it's all about reviewing your work, sharing your screen with me, having a look at the insides of your business, and getting my perspective or feedback or advice about what to move on next, or what's working or what's not working. I can see things that maybe you can't yet. But that's what mentorship is all about, okay? I also want to welcome Mariana to our online crew coaching community as well. So that's the lower cost coaching community where I do a new boot camp every month. Next week we're doing email marketing. So that is just an essential thing. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a sec. When my mind was going a little bit crazy last night about not being able to communicate with people on Facebook, which is where you guys are all hanging out, and I hang out with you. So I'll share that with you in a moment. Yes, Heather, what the heck happened? So I don't actually know the answer to that. The one thing I will say is Facebook is rolling out a lot of changes. When Facebook does roll out a lot of changes, there's a lot of glitches. When there's glitches, then sometimes access is interrupted, which is what happened to me. But I'm all back up and running now. Obviously, I'm here live with you guys. If I was going live last night in my time zone, I would have been in trouble. I wouldn't have been able to do that. But, you know, it's come good now. And I do, guys, if you can hang out with me next week, I want to bring to you what those changes are and just help you navigate them. There's been a lot of changes to Messenger. Some of you won't like them. But I just want to sort of share with you what the changes are and sort of how to navigate around them if you're upset by them, those kind of things, and just bring you up to speed with what those changes are. So make sure you're joining me here next week, okay? So good to see you on, Heather. Heather is a life member of our coaching community and a brand new VIP member as well. Hello, Crystal. How are you? Good to see you on. Hi, Gloria. Oh, awesome. So Gloria's had problems with her business page and she's just got access. I'm so glad to hear that, Gloria. So the one thing I will say is if you're having any issues like I did, hang in there. Just hang in there. Don't panic. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, glad to hear that, Gloria. Good morning. High five, Mike. How are you? Hello, Olive. Good to see you on. We've got Rose as well. Cynthia, glad you're back. So am I. Hi, Hayley. How are you? Good to see you chiming in from the UK. Oh, my, that is a panic. Yeah, it can be. Hey, Shauna. How are you? Hello, Edith. Edith, did you get the recording of the call? So we had an awesome call yesterday that life members in my coaching community that completed the last video challenge. I gave them a bonus and we all got on a Zoom call yesterday. We had a great discussion, didn't we, guys? So Edith, I know you sort of accidentally missed that, but I did send you the recording in Messenger. So hopefully you've got that. Any others that are life members of the coaching community that finished the last video challenge and you were eligible for that bonus, just send me a message in Messenger and I'll send you the recording of that call. We had a really, really good chat about a lot of things to do with the online world. I've had trouble with my lives, all pixelated yesterday, then breaking up on and off. Well, that's usually an internet thing, not normally a Facebook thing. So how's your internet been lately? Hey, Lynn, how are you? Hello, Megan, brand new VIP mentorship member. Excited to work with you in the next year, Megan. Olive is a life member of our coaching community. Woohoo! You are breaking up. Okay, am I breaking up for everyone or just Heather? If you could let me know, that would be good. Hello, Facebook user. So I broadcast in 2 different places, on my business page and in my group. So anybody appears like that, I know you're watching from my group, because you need to give StreamYard permission for me to see your name and your profile. So the very last link in the description in the group, you won't see it on the business page, but in the group, it'll say streamyard.com/Facebook. And you just need to click on that link and let me see who you are. Thank you, Olive. Appreciate that. Thank you very much, Crystal. Thank you, Judy and Bob. It is a really big day in our home, and we got a massive weekend ahead of us. Like, this is just the start. And for it to be, sports day today as well is good for Zach, because he doesn't really have a, traditional school day. You're like, thanks, Helen, you amazing person. Oh, I'm not sure who that is, but thank you. Hey, Jackie, how are you? Yes, I'm glad I'm back too. Messenger has new emojis. Messenger has lots of things. So I'll explain that for you next week. Glad to have you back, of course. Thank you. Yes, I did get the link. Awesome. Hey, Janice, thank you very much. Hi, Teresa, how you going? Awesome discussion. Thank you, everyone. That's the call yesterday. Yes, agreed. Hey, Patricia, how are you? I just emailed you that information you were looking for as well. Thank you, Cindy. Welcome as a brand new VIP mentorship member. Excited to work with you. Not breaking up. Okay, good. Absolutely great call yesterday. Yes. Good here, not breaking up. Okay, thanks, guys. You were breaking up my end too, but all good now. Okay, it's all good for me. Not breaking up. Okay. Hey, Connolly, how are you? Good to see you from Ireland. We got Charlene here as well. So I better get into the content, guys. I could honestly talk to you guys all day. But so what happened yesterday, things were starting to break down with me with Facebook. So firstly, it was, I was trying to do something on my computer, and the first thing I saw was I was going to go back to some comments from my live yesterday and interact, engage. I've just been so busy. I just don't have as much time as I used to do that. And every single post on my business page said, having trouble loading this information. So I could see my information, but I couldn't see any comments or anything, although I knew they were there. So then I went to my phone and looked at my business page, and the same thing was happening on my phone. Can't load, there's been an error, and it's letting me see my stuff, but there's no, I can't interact with anybody. And then just slowly over like an hour or so, everything got increasingly worse. And then I was going into Facebook on my phone, and it was just a blank screen. I couldn't access anything. And then I went into Facebook on my computer, went into my business manager to access my business page, and it just said, there's been an error, we can't load. So I'm like, okay, am I actually shut down from Facebook, or do I actually just have an issue with, there's something going on with Facebook? So I wasn't quite sure. I checked on the app on my phone from like the ads manager section to see if there was any notifications to say that I was shut down or anything. And there was nothing there. There was nothing in my email. There was nothing, no alerts. So I didn't think I was shut down, which I wasn't. It was just my access. And it got to a point where I couldn't access anything. So I'm like, okay, this is not good. I got a lot going on. I'm in the middle of my branding course. We've just started a video challenge. Just obviously opened the VIP Mentorship Program. I've got a boot camp happening next week. Like, there's just a lot going on. I'm like, okay, this is really not good timing for this. What do I do? So although half my brain is going, crap, the other half of my brain is going, this is Facebook, this stuff happens all the time. Logically, what do you need to do, Helen? So the first thing, guys, is don't panic. If there's no indication that you've actually been shut down in any way, then it's more likely a Facebook thing, and you just have to wait it out. I'm not sure, Gloria, how long you weren't able to access your business page, but I'm figuring it was longer than just a couple of hours. It might have been a length of time. So overnight, mine sort of cleared itself. I mean, it was probably lucky it was late at night and I didn't have to stress about it during a whole day period, but it's come good. What I would check into when these things happen, guys, is if Facebook's making changes at the time, which they are. Okay, that's the first thing I go and sort of check from any forums, anything online, Facebook updates. Yes, there's Facebook updates happening. Okay, hold tight. I know to hold tight because there's lots of glitches when Facebook makes updates. Okay, so that's one thing to look out for. The second thing, there is no benefit at all to panic, which often people do with Facebook, especially if you get like your advertising privileges shut down. Everybody goes into panic and yells and screams and my life is over. The one thing I want to say there is I got an ad disapproved, at one point. It was a really successful ad for me. And I tried to, so my account didn't get shut down, but my ad did. And I got scared. I panicked and I stopped advertising for 6 months. 6 months by choice. So I didn't get fully shut down. I just stopped advertising altogether. What it forced me to do, though, is really concentrate on organic reach, really concentrating on my branding and my content and Facebook Lives and connection and communication with my audience. And it was one of the best things that could have ever happened to me. I made as much money in that 6 months as I did when I was advertising. So it didn't hurt my business. I just got really good at concentrating on things that are very important to your business. And I would recommend to those of you that are doing Facebook advertising that have been shut down in the past, you may be shut down now and you're still navigating, trying to get your account back up. Don't stress about it. If you can't change something, there's always ways and means around it. There are solutions I've got in my coaching community for these kind of things, in my basic and advanced Facebook advertising boot camps. So, I can work through that with you guys if you're in my coaching community, but don't panic. And organic reach and getting fans and followers for you, for being the true, authentic, genuine person that you are, is what social media is all about in 2020. So carry on, okay? So how I carried on is, so I went through a little bit of panic, thinking, I've got all these things going on at the moment. This is really not good timing. So what can I do? No access whatsoever. Okay, let me troubleshoot, so I picked up Paul's phone, my husband, and so it's from his Facebook. So I'm logged in as his Facebook, not mine. And I went into all my groups and my pages and everything, of which Paul is an admin of everything. Tip number 1, never, ever, ever be the only admin of anything on Facebook. I don't care who it is. Find a friend. If you don't have a husband, a wife, a kid, or somebody that it lives with you, maybe you live alone or whatever it is, find somebody to be a second admin on your page. Never, ever, 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 ever have a page or a group or anything without a second admin. That's troubleshooting 101. If you are the only admin, if I was the only admin of my groups, I couldn't have gone in there and communicated as Paul. I couldn't, I'm literally hamstrung. So just don't put yourself in that position, guys. So I got on Paul's phone, access, okay. So it wasn't a Facebook blackout. I figured that out because he could access things. So it's like, okay, it is me to some degree. So he could access, so I could access everything I needed to from Paul's profile. There were things that I still carried on with, like welcoming Cindy into our group as a new VIP mentorship member. I just did it as Paul. So I did the post and then I explained underneath, guys, hey, it's actually Helen here. I'm just logged in as Paul because I got problems with Facebook at the moment, but I wanted to congratulate Cindy in the same respect type thing. So when you've got access to somebody else as an admin, I can still carry on. I could still carry on. I put a message in the video challenge group because I can't access anything to see the questions unit, or if anybody was putting any questions in there, I couldn't sort of access the information. So I just said, hey guys, I've got problems. Can you guys help out while I sort this out, monitor the questions unit? And lots of people chimed in and said, yeah, sure, we can keep an eye on it and whatever. So, excuse me, guys. So that is critical to be able to communicate what's going on with your audience and your people and all the rest of it. Now, you won't be able to do that if you are the only admin. So don't put yourself in that situation. Then I started to think a little bit further. Okay, I've addressed that, but what if I can't get it back for a period of time? What's my strategy going to be then? So although there's a little bit of my brain going, this is crap, the other part went very logical. Okay, what do I need to do? The first thing, okay, let me check from Paul because he's another admin. Okay, I'll put a post here, a post here, a post there, just to inform people of what's going on. Then I was like, okay, what do I do moving forward? So I could obviously log into Paul's admin from my phone and just keep carrying on. I could have gone live from Paul's profile here on my business page if I really needed to. So I could have carried on. But the other thing that really highlighted to me what I talked about yesterday, so the timing of it is a bit uncanny, is guys, email. So I was thinking about my priority, obviously, is anybody that's bought anything off me that has actually paid, like I provide that service. So I thought all the people in my branding course are covered because they sign up via email. All the people in my coaching community are covered because they sign up with their email. The new mentorship program, I've got their email. Like I can communicate with, the people that I really need to in my communities that have got a service from me. Okay. Much more difficult here with just you guys that turn up to my business page here or in my free group where you haven't opted into anything of mine. You haven't opted into my free training, my free video series, or anything else free of mine. So lesson for me is, and I started this about 6 months ago and I never finished it. So I'm going to do this and I'll finish it with those in the email marketing bootcamp next week and show you guys how to do it as well. I just need a general, if you want to stay connected, get on my email list. I know the last thing some of you guys want to do is be on another email list, but if it keeps you connected with somebody that you learn information from, it's important to be on that email list. So I think all of you need to consider just the option to just subscribe to somebody's email list to get updated. So that might not even be for a resource or for a training or anything like that, but just having a connection with somebody other than just on the other side of a screen of Facebook, if you want to. Because if not, if I never got my access back, I could still carry on as Paul and just let you guys know it's actually Helen. I mean, if I turn up live, it's my face. It'd just be under Paul's name. Like you guys would work it out. I could still carry on. But email is where I can send a message going, guys, I've got a massive problem. I'm communicating under Paul's profile. This is what's going on at the moment, blah, blah. And you go, oh, okay, I get it. Okay, so this email marketing side of it is critical. To your social media, because you're building on social media, you're getting fans and followers. But Facebook, it can be risky. So you need to protect yourself in whatever way you can. So one, don't panic. Work out whether Facebook is doing major updates at the time. Ooh, I just blacked out then. Hopefully I'm still here. The clock's still ticking. So hopefully I'm here. Just let me know. So just get some facts before you start to panic. Make sure you're not the only admin on anything that you've got, pages, business pages, groups, all those kind of things. So you can still communicate with your audience if need be. And if you are not using email marketing, get onto it, guys. You can get into my community for $1 for a 3-day trial. It's less than $30 to get training off me regarding this bootcamp. And then you can get out of the coaching community if you want to. Just get the information to protect yourself. Okay. Blackout, I'm back. Okay, you're here. Cool. Okay. So the other thing I quickly want to mention, thanks guys. The whole thing about the coronavirus. The media has a lot to play here, and we're probably only just started. Events are being shut down. Concerts are being cancelled. Conferences are being cancelled. Like, we're just hearing more and more and more of this. So I just want to put this into perspective. I don't want to degrade the seriousness of what's going on, but it's causing panic when we don't need to panic. Like the whole Facebook thing, like there's things that you can do and need to be aware of and research and protect yourself, that there's no cause for mass panic. The media is causing mass panic. Schools are shutting down. Not only events, schools are shutting down. events. We've got a major Formula One Grand Prix meant to be happening in Melbourne in Australia this weekend. And apparently they're cancelling that. I'm not sure if I've heard two reports. One said it was and one said it wasn't. But it's causing this massive chaos around the world. Now, is there reason for that mass panic? Generally, no. Do we need to be aware? Yes. Do you need to be cautious? Yes. Do you need to protect yourself if you're in public environments and touching public stuff? Yes. But do we need to outrightly panic to go and massively stock up on toilet paper? Who saw my story last night on my personal profile? I was at the supermarket down the toilet aisle with nothing to be seen. Nothing to be seen. Just crazy, crazy stuff. Now, what I really want to get to is the impact of how this is playing out worldwide in our businesses and stuff like that. So one thing, we are in an awesome position in growing online businesses because we don't have to touch anybody. We don't have to be worried about the human contact because you're wherever you are and I'm here. So, it just highlights, it's just so many things about the online world and the digital world and how we run our businesses. So massive opportunity. What's a little bit spammy? I don't know if you guys have said it, but those that are spammy in this online world are trying to use that to their advantage. Oh, you should join an online business because we're not affected by the coronavirus. And I'm like, tacky. But there is obviously cause to, realize the advantage of being in the online world is that we're not subject to this like a lot of other people in business will be. There will be massive falls out from this. Who was it? Somebody online, I saw a comment earlier that's like very high up in like a hotel chain and said there's $10 million worth of accommodation that's been cancelled, just in the last few days. Like crazy stuff is going to happen in the fallout, which means people may be panicky about purchasing things, ordering things. So just we're going to have to ride this out because it may affect your business. It may affect sales. It may affect what people concentrate on. It may affect people not being open to looking at something new because they're so worried about their toilet paper stock. Do you get where I'm coming from, guys? This kind of stuff causes unnecessary chaos. And we will be affected by this in some way or another. Not as much as people in the traditional business world. There will be massive fallout from this, and the media has got a lot to answer for. There's a lot of hype and, panic. As I said, I'm not degrading the seriousness of it, but realistically, I mean, that email I got from Virgin yesterday I told you about, not one person has contracted the virus off an aeroplane. I was listening to somebody this morning that said most people panic on airplanes because they think it's recycled air, and I got an actual engineer explanation of how the air works in airplanes, and it's not that at all. There is no risk there at all. Like get educated from the right sources. Don't panic. Be aware that this may not be a good time for your business, maybe, because people are going to be concentrating and panicking on something like that and not listening to what you have to say or what you're talking about, your products or your business or things like that. Like it does cause a bit of a chaos. Do you remember the swine flu, guys? What, a year or two, maybe more? I can't remember. That was massive. And everybody was concerned about the swine flu. Like this is very much like that, but I think more worldwide. But the swine flu was worldwide. So just be very aware, but please don't get caught up in, a lot of the panic, like we can with the Facebook panic. It's just a matter of being, real and responsible, but not buying into all the hype and the desperation that people are going to. And like I was at the supermarket last night, but I also went to, a big chain, like department type store, I guess you could explain it. And all the shelves of sanitizer was also gone. And I did want to buy some because we still plan to travel. So I've got massive amount of travel coming up, And the first one is about in about 3 weeks, and that's just within Australia. But I thought I'll just get some like sanitizer, like all gone, big notice. Oh God. So I probably can't buy any of that either. So no hand sanitizer and no toilet paper. Lucky me. But you know, having precautions is smart. But mass chaos and panic, the media need to back off a bit, because people are going to extreme lengths that are not necessary. And, you know, I understand that, you know, that the word risk management, any of you from corporate, risk management, we didn't talk about risk management 10 years ago, that over the years, people have jobs in risk management. They create corporate jobs that have a title called risk management. So I get that schools, any kind of public arena and things like that, their risk management is to minimize any kind of fallout. So of course they need to do things like potentially cancel events and stuff like that, because it's risk management. What's the reality of people attending an event and catching the coronavirus? You know, in reality, probably next to nothing, but it's all risk management. I get it. But please, guys, don't buy into this massive panic of it, and just take in your stride if there is any impact, even in the online world. So we got massive advantages in the online world, because we don't, like, I'm not touching any of you. You're over there and I'm over here. So yeah, the online world is awesome for that, but it may impact people's buying decisions. It may impact people wanting to even look at a business opportunity or something like that. So just be aware, just keep your eyes open and stuff like that, and just don't take it personally or think, oh, my business is going through a really bad patch. It's, you know, we've got this epidemic around the world, and it does have a fallout, you know, in many, many different ways. Okay. So what are you guys saying? What are your thoughts around this? Share with me what you're thinking about this. Crystal, I've noticed my organic reach going up more and more. Awesome. That's what it's all about. It's only going to get worse. They're talking about shutting schools down. Yeah. We got a notice from the school, it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before, saying anybody that is slightly has a sniffle, you are not allowed to come to school. You must stay home. Anybody that is sick at school will be quarantined. There is absolutely no evidence of the virus in our little town here, but I understand that school has to, because they are, you know, they're all attached to the Australian government, and there would be warnings coming down regarding risk management. So it would probably be irresponsible of the school not to have a policy about people that are sick at the moment. But it is all a little bit of extreme, isn't it? I get it. I do understand it. But no one here's had it. You know, there's no reason for immediate risk, you know, that type of thing. But yeah, Teresa, I think it'll get worse as well. Looking forward to the email bootcamp. It will be good, and it is necessary. Considering, you know, the stuff that just happened to me on Facebook, like, I can't highlight to you guys enough how important email marketing is in your business. Okay. Thank you, Olive. Yep. So I all came back. How long until you got your access back? So, Julia, I'm not sure when it kicked back in, because I went to bed. It was probably 11 or so. So it caused me to go to bed earlier. So maybe that should happen more often, because I stay up till all hours just trying to keep up with everything, but I couldn't do anything. And I was extremely tired anyway. So yeah, it was about 11 or so, 11:30. So I went to bed, and by the time I woke up this morning, I had all my access back. So I didn't know what I was going to wake up to. So I'm not sure exactly when through the night, like how many hours, you know, it is. Hockey is being stopped, Gloria. Oh, is Gloria going to go into meltdown? Are you a massive hockey fan, Gloria? Is she going to cope? Disneyland shut down in Anaheim. Did it? Yeah, see, this is risk assessment. And you look at the amount of cultures, you know, the amount of countries, you know, people that visit somewhere like Disneyland. Like, I do get it for risk assessment. They probably have to, with the amount of different nationalities and cultures that go through something like Disneyland. The reality of what would happen, but they've got so many public areas. You touch a rail and probably, 500 people have touched that rail, like, the day before, if not more. So I do get it. The media is causing this panic. They are, absolutely. And it's the Premier's wife is sick, so they are isolated. Yeah, there you go. So anybody that gets sick that just has a common cold is going to get isolated, probably. But just think about the media, like the media sensationalize. Just read the headlines, guys. They're sensationalized. The media, that's their job. They don't, nobody wants to watch the little cat walking along the windowsill that's been saved from, although you do see those stories on the news, don't you? The cat got saved by emergency services. But generally, everybody's watching the media when there's panic and chaos. So the more sensationalized they are, so they're competing with each other, the media, regarding the more sensationalized headlines. So they're upping their game in their sensationalization. Is that a word? It is now. It has been cancelled, apparently. Are you talking about the F1, Megan, maybe? So I did see a headline that said it was, and then I saw one about half an hour later and said, despite everybody thinking it's cancelled, it's not cancelled. So I wasn't sure. Many of us are educated about boosting the immune system, common sense. So, that's all part of it. And some people will be at risk more than others. I saw your story. It's the same here. I agree totally. That was funny. We're stocked up at Costco here again, are you? We just can't get it here. We've still got a little bit, but we'll get into trouble soon. But hey, there's tissues. Like, you can get by. It's not the end of the world, guys. Panic is getting out of control, in my opinion. It's necessary to be aware of it. But people are getting selfish and just crazy. Yeah. Tokyo Olympics is being threatened. Not surprising. Anything with mass cultures and, mass amounts of people, that's definitely risk assessment. So whether it's valid or not, like the chances of it happening or people contracting, probably very minimal, but they do have the risk assessment. Teresa, it's not airborne. Yeah, and so I heard this guy that I was listening to earlier about the explanation in airplanes and how the air works. Use this example of the face masks, everyone using face masks. And he said, it's not airborne. Like, you go into a shower and put bleach all over a shower and then, put a face mask on and tell me how much less you can smell the bleach with the face mask on. Like, absolutely useless. And that was his point with, this disease. It's not airborne. Like, they don't make any difference. Okay. I never thought about the chaos of this affecting our businesses. It is possible, Cindy. So I raised this with you to just give you a level of awareness that people's attention are elsewhere. So they're worried and they're panicking about certain things. So their focus isn't necessarily going to be on whatever you're talking about your business. Or people might be thinking, I need to stockpile toilet paper or whatever. So their buying decisions are going to go to necessities before maybe something they just like of yours to buy. Or, they're not in the right headspace for a business opportunity when there's a global crisis going on. So just store it, guys. It may have an impact on your business and it will pass. But just, be aware of it, because everyone's attention is on it, because that's what the media are sensationalizing. The media takes a tiny piece of information and blows it up in order to make their story. They sure do. And yeah, SARS was huge. So, did we cope? Are you all here, through that epidemic? Well, we're here again, and, it'll play out the same way. Okay. No need to panic, but precaution is necessary. Yeah, Janie, I agree. More people will die from the regular flu than suicides, cancer. Many more people will die of those things than of coronavirus. It's happening now. There are more people dying of cancer and suiciding and, all sorts of other diseases than they're dying of coronavirus, but no one's talking about that. So the media has a lot to say for that. It's a chain reaction. I went to the shop to get 3 things, saw people filling up their trolley and shelves ending up, and I ended up filling my trolley too. I totally agree with that. People feed off other people. So people are panicking, other people will panic with them. So yeah, totally get that. I totally agree with you, Helen. Okay, cool. So I've talked way too long. I need to let you guys go. I need to get to my son's sports day as well. Guys, I am not going live tomorrow. The reason for that is those of you guys that were around last week, you might know that my boys played their last week of tennis. And if they didn't win, they were out of the season. And if they, I would have missed their last game. So that's what happened, unfortunately. They lost, so they're out of the season. But tomorrow they're doing their inter-club championship. So all the junior players from their team are all playing each other to work out who the junior tennis champion is for their team. So this is where they play, is where I don't have any internet connection. But because I missed them play last week, I really don't want to miss tomorrow. So I hope you guys understand that. I am going to prioritize my boys and my family tomorrow because I missed last week as well. I really don't want to miss 2 weeks in a row, and I don't have internet out there. And, it's Zach's birthday today, and I just want to spend some time with the family. So I hope you get that, guys. I won't be live tomorrow. That is the reason why. I know everyone won't get this message, and a lot of people probably would have already dropped off, but I'll put a notice up. But, hopefully you understand that, and let's hope one of my boys comes out on top as the junior champion. But we'll see. But, hopefully you'll understand that, guys. So just let me finish this off by saying any of you that are, interested in the mentoring program and having somebody by your side to, help you move your business forward faster, please contact me sooner rather than later, because the places are filling up, and once they're up, I'm just going to close it. So if you wait, you might miss out. And those of you that are interested in the email marketing bootcamp, but you're not a current member of my coaching community, that link is above as well. So just check that out. It's very cheap for what I provide. The skills are worth the investment, I tell you. Okay, so thanks for being here with me, guys. Sorry for talking so long, but important topics, I think, to cover. Okay, back again. Oh, did I go again? There you are. Did I disappear again? Yep, she jumped off. Oh, I don't know what you missed. Oh, what you didn't. Sorry, I obviously disappeared again. But hopefully you caught what I was saying about not going live tomorrow. But don't miss the opportunity with the VIP membership if that's what you're interested in, or the email marketing boot camp next week. So have an amazing weekend, guys. I will look forward to seeing you guys next week, and I'll explain all those Facebook changes that are going on at the moment, what they are, how they will affect you. They're not major things, guys, but things will start to look a little bit differently, particularly in Messenger. There's been a lot of changes, but I'll share that with you next week, okay? So I look forward to seeing you guys then, and have an awesome weekend. Bye, guys.